has been hidden from all of us, especially us within the black community. And if you allow this school system to educate you and not really educate yourself, you're not going to know much of anything. Now, there was a place called the Devil's Punch Bowl in Natchez, Mississippi. And this was a concentration camp for black people. America never speak about the concentration camp that they have for black people. Let's go ahead and roll that clip.
Untouched fruit falls to the ground near the banks of the Mississippi River.
They talk about there's the most beautiful wild peach groves down in the Punch Bowl.
And researcher Paula Westbrook says, like a peach, the area known as the Devil's Punch Bowl has a pit, a mass grave from the 1860s. Historians estimate that in 1 year, up to 20,000 freed slaves died in contraband camps below these bluffs.
When the slaves were released from the plantations during the occupation, they overran Natchez, and the population went from about 10,000 to 120,000 overnight.
So they decided to build an encampment for them at Devil's Punch Bowl, which they walled off and wouldn't let them out.
Don Estes is the former director of the Natchez City Cemetery.
I just put my own tombstone right there. You see Estes?
Learning history's been his life. He says Union troops ordered recaptured black men to perform hard labor.
Straight down right here.
While women and children were all but left to die in the 3 Punch Bowl prisons.
Disease broke out among them, smallpox being the main one, and thousands died. They were begging to get out. Turn me loose and I'll go home back to the plantation, anywhere but there. But they wouldn't let them out.
The Union Army did not allow them to remove the bodies from the camp. They just gave them shovels and said bury them where they dropped.
And I'd really like to show you more of this terrain, but it's just too thick with greenery. These bluffs are also straight down, so not only is it dangerous to navigate, it's still very mysterious back there.
It's a bed of alligators and snakes. It would take...
When these people come up to you and be more like them and say you're savage and, you know, you're inferior, I'll understand something. You have never did the things that these people have done. Now, just imagine you are getting off the plantation, are being treated like a slave. You're free. And because these Union soldiers, not Confederate soldiers, Union soldiers capture you, men, women, and children, put you in a concentration camp, put the men in one area, the women and children in another area. The women and children were walled off with concrete walls, and they were just left to starve and die. Women and children, just evil, demonic people. Then you had the men was put to so much hard labor that they was begging to go back to the plantation. That's how bad it was. And did you hear in 1 year, 20,000 black people died. And these demons just say, oh, just bury them where they at. But yet we can't get a dime for reparations.